屋上のゆりれいさん、先生って呼びなさい。
And with that being said, hey there, dear YouTube community, and welcome back to Kindred Spirits on the Dog. Second session of the day, basically, and obviously on YouTube. Actually, I played this game yesterday for the first time, for the first session, obviously, for 3 hours straight. I really freaking love this game. That's probably also why I basically only focused on reading the dialogue, because I was actually really intrigued by it, as you probably have guessed. And yeah, today we just, go straight into it. I don't know how long I'll play. Maybe also 3 hours. We're gonna see, because and also, by the way, we played for 3 hours, but we only had 2 choices, and it seemed like those 2 choices didn't really matter, let alone the first choice, where it was like either we go, I think that was the first decision, we either go straight to the broadcasting room or we wait in front of the classroom. And I said we go straight to the broadcast room, but we ended up being held up by Hina, which is interesting, by the way. The names, I know Hina, I know Sena, which is the junior that is together with her senpai, even though they are only friends. I know some names, but Hina is like a side character that doesn't. By the way, she's down here. If I enable the cursor, she's right in the middle of the screen, on the bottom. But I still can't remember the name of the main protagonist, which is kind of weird. But I know I know many of the side characters' names already. But yeah, what I want to touch upon is we had 2 choices, one of which didn't matter, and the second one I think also didn't matter. That was our guess, like in the trio, like who is in love with who, or who is actually, wants more from the other girl, and we don't even know which. It's a complicated thing, but maybe we get some closure on that. So we start today on the 18th of May. Sadly, there didn't happen anything on the 14th of May, which, by the way, is my birthday. So if you want to do something, then, you can. You don't have to. So, Yuri, Cupid 2, a go. I want some closure, by the way. I want to know who got the feels here. That's for sure. I don't know. Yeah, okay. She was the mumble rapper. I definitely I'm definitely gonna stick to that. Morning, Yuna. Morning, Anu. Forgot anything today? Yep. Seriously, why do you sound so proud of yourself? It really makes me wonder if some kind of condition is causing her to be this forgetful. It's called the giantness, because that also happens to me every day. All day. Garbage day. No matter what, she'll forget one thing or another every day like clockwork. You could set your alarm to it. I don't want to alarm you. Her talent for forgetting things was actually what brought us together. It was on a day not long after we started here, when we were in the same class during our first year. By the way, there's also a plot, obviously, that it implies, the story description implies it, that she can also fall in love, the main protagonist. So probably for her, it's probably Ano. So far, maybe there are going to be some more friends. We're going to see. Ano had forgotten every single textbook and material she'd needed for her classes that day, and had asked if she could see mine, since I sat next to her. First period, I thought it was pretty normal. Second period, I thought, well, this happens sometimes. By the third period, I was too dumbfounded to say anything. After fourth period, I just silently moved my desk over to her. And to top it all off, when I asked her after school if she'd thought it was a different day of the week or something, Ano's answer had been, I just forgot all the textbooks I've been planning on bringing today. Well, that's not possible. Wouldn't that mean you didn't have any textbooks in your bag at all? Wouldn't you notice that? When I grilled Ano like that, she'd said, mission accomplished. And stuck out her thumb. In that instant, I realized, yeah, she really did forget them all. She forgot... Ah, yeah, okay. She forgot all... I thought that she meant, like, after the fourth period, I thought the fourth time, like the fourth day, which would be a little bit odd, but of course that was on the same day. She forgot all sorts of things after that, relying on me instead. It was a while before I realized it's not gonna happen. I'd wanted to avoid getting close to anyone, but with Ano, that wasn't going to be an option. I was forced to admit that eventually. One day, she hadn't forgotten anything. She had her textbooks, her notebooks, her homework, her phone, her notepad, her lunch, her wallet, her train purse, her handkerchief, pets, and all sorts of other stuff. Oh yeah, pets, I was about to say. Even the books she'd promised to lend me. And her bag, of course. That would have been the bummer. I thought, wow, so there are days like this too, huh? That was the first day since I met Ano that I hadn't heard the word forgot. Forgot about Ray. And after spending the day in relative peace, I realized just before the 5th period on that day, on which we just happened to have gym class, that she'd forgotten to wear a bra. How could you forget that when you've got those 2 huge things on you? I have to see the picture again. Flustered, I suggested Ano sit out gym that day. Ano forgetting things doesn't surprise me anymore, that's just what she's like. You can't forget that. Can you do something about it on your own? Yep, we're already taking care of it. I see. Oh, that's right, Ano. What is it? Hina and I are gonna have a little study group before exams. You're welcome to join us. Really? Come in, yeah. I'm looking forward to your cooking, you know? I'll cook, but we're not getting together just to hang out, alright? We're gonna see about that. At least she doesn't... I think she doesn't derail as much as Hina and Megumi. I can lend you textbooks and pencils and stuff, but at least remember your notebooks, okay? I got it. Last time we had one was before we had a chance to start school here, right? Yeah, I think it was just before the entrance exam. I know it's just your first year. I'm sure of less, huh? It's been a whole year since we started here, too. What are you talking about? Speaking of first years, though, say, Ano, do you know a first year named Maki-sena-san? That was her, fuck. No, I don't know too many of the new students yet. Yeah, figured. Ano actually has a pretty big social circle, as it turns out. I thought she might know her, but I guess not. Was she? Somebody you know? I guess she sits next to Hina. Well, I don't know her, but I did run into the broadcasting club trio this morning on the train. Yeah? They were all together again this morning. Those are like a real comedy trope. They basically are at this point. That's a little rude, isn't it? I get what you mean, though. You're acting kind of cold. As a friend of mine, so I was thinking I could introduce you if you want. Ooh, that would be actually good. Though I guess it's kind of weird to introduce someone you were in the same class with last year. Huh. What should I do? I'm not sure that introducing myself to them will help, and it might even be harder to hide my actions if we become close. That's fine. Yeah, I thought you'd be interested since you were asking about them the other day. Yeah, I mean, why not? Why would it be harder? That's what she said. Well, I was a little interested then, but it's fine now. Thanks and sorry. It's fine, you don't need to thank me. I've just never heard you ask me about somebody else like that before, you know? I guess I got ahead of myself. Spun my wheels a bit. Sorry for making you spin your wheels. It wasn't the first time, though, was it? How antisocial do you think I am? I'm pretty sure it was, actually. I was quite surprised. Addressing yourself in the second or third person is always good. Am I that bad? I guess I might be. It was the first time you were asking me for something, so... Really? I guess. I was pretty touchy, you know? Now I feel bad. Don't worry about it. Your sins will wash away if you let me see your textbook in the 3rd period. I thought you'd already taken care of it today. Say I only forgotten one thing. And then she got a point there. Alright, I'll share it. Yeah, love you, you know? Put it up in the cloud, yo. On Cloud 9, as we heard from, I think it was Sena? Lunch break. I took my lunch up to the roof like I always did. Here we go. But strangely, only Sachi-san awaited me today. Yeah, I guess Megumi's on the hideout again? Hideout on the lookout. Hideout, what the fuck? Hello, Sachi-san. Oh, is Megumi not with you? Hello, Yuna-san. I've asked Megumi to keep an eye on the broadcasting club today. Yeah. See. I sat down on the bench and took out my lunch. I brought baguette sandwiches like I promised Tina I'd make yesterday. As I was about to take my first bite, my phone rumbled in my pocket. Alright, my phone's ringing. I extracted my intrusive phone from my pocket. It's a text. From my mom. Someone needed to skip work tonight on short notice, so she'd be covering part of their night shift. In other words, she was telling me she'd be home late. I skimmed over the text and slid the app closed with my finger. Yeah, true. I was about to say, like, she was born, like, or died 80 years ago. But, I mean, she hangs out there all the time. Like, there are bound to have been some people that came to the rooftop that use their smartphones, right? If she's gonna be acting surprised here, I'm not gonna buy it, actually. Like an Apple product. What's that? Isn't that a cell phone? What? Sachi-san's nearly leaning over my shoulder. Hasn't she seen a phone before? It's a cell phone. Oh, cell phone, short for cellular telephone. There were like regular phones when Sachi-san was alive, right? Oh, even I know what a cell phone is. Everyone has one these days. Yeah, there you go. Alright, yeah, that makes sense. But there aren't any buttons on yours, Yuna-san. Ah, that's because it's a smartphone. Smartphone. You use it like this instead of with buttons. I slid my finger across the screen showing off a few different apps. Wow. Her eyes went wide as saucers. What's happening? You're making it work just by touching it, Yuna-san? It's magic. What is happening? Cell phones these days sure are something. Could you show me more of it later? Sure, I don't mind. Yeah, I mean, there are some inconsistencies here. That's kind of unexpected. I guess Sachi-san's interested in stuff like this. Megami knows a little more about these things. She likes to look at magazines and such when students read them in their classrooms. Is that so? Ghosts are even stealing glances at our magazines. Well, anyway. This time I really started eating lunch, the sandwiches Hina requested. Next to me, Sachi-san reported on the investigation. Maki-chan really is cute. Sachi-san is observed Maki-san yesterday, apparently. Maki-chan was on her own yesterday. It seems Aihara-san had to leave early. What do you think she did? I wonder. I didn't think she'd have any reason to be at school if Aihara-senpai wasn't there, basically. Maki-san suddenly started walking all around the school. That's unusual. It was like she was looking for something. Do you know what it was? It seems she came to the same conclusion as you, Yuna-san. She wants to find somewhere where she and Maki-san can talk together. Yeah, I mean, what else? The same conclusion? That's right. She was looking for a secret place for the two of them. I mean, yeah, the storage room. Just clean it up, even though that's probably gonna take a little while. She was like a little kitten exploring every corner. I was having fun just following her around. Her eyes were sparkling everywhere she went, looking at the buildings. Maki-chan really is cute. She's working so hard for the girl she likes. I'd like for their relationship to work out. I'd like their love to grow. Right. Well, I don't really know what this love thing is about, but I guess I'm hopeful for them. At least a little. So Maki-san's looking for a place like that too. That's convenient then, isn't it? Last night I was struggling to think of a way to let Maki-san know if we did end up finding somewhere for her. Yeah, like what you're gonna do, approach her, and we can figure out a way. First we have to find a room, obviously. But if she's doing some searching of her own, then our goals coincide even if our motives don't. We might be able to guide her there. She's been checking rooms during her breaks today too. I'm sure she wants nothing more than to find somewhere they can be alone together. I mean, first also there's the quest that they have to go there without being alarmed by anyone else. I'd like to find somewhere nice for them, but I wonder if Maki-chan will find somewhere first. About that. Huh? I have a few ideas about places that might work well. My, really? We'll have to check them out to make sure though. That's wonderful, Yuna-san. Where are they? In the inner building. Really? Would you like to go with me after school then? With Sachi-san. What should I do? I don't think she'll get in the way of anything, but there's something I've been wondering about Sachi-san. Sachi-san. Yes. You can, well, read people's minds, right? Yes. So, like, how much can you tell about someone? It's been bothering me for a while. Are we all just open books to her? I want to know how much she can tell about me. Oh yeah, that would be interesting. Well, I haven't really explained it to you yet, have I, Yuna-san? I'm sorry for scaring you, but don't worry. I can't do anything that remarkable. So she says, yeah, but that's not entirely reassuring. Exactly. All I can tell is what someone is feeling strongly, and I have to be right next to them to determine that. Really, it's more emotions than thoughts. It's not so much what people are thinking, but what they are feeling. And it doesn't work when there are very many people nearby. The feelings get twisted together and hidden among the others. I could probably only tell between 2 people at most. If I want to know what they are feeling in more detail, it's possible by touching them, but that's not very polite, wouldn't you say? I mean, they don't even know that you're touching them. See, it's not very impressive, is it? You think that still seems pretty amazing, so guests can even do things like that too. But according to Sachi-san, she can only read feelings, not thoughts, in which case memories are probably a no-go. I'm a little relieved I don't want anyone digging into that stuff. I can dig it. I think I can tell when people are in love because it's the emotion I'm most sensitive to. It's the feeling I want to know most, the one I want to understand most. Megami thinks it's amazing, but this is really all I can do. Sachi-san said with a little smile. Sadly, we had no flirting between the two because that's always bound to be comedy gold. And kinda endearing too. A hallway in the inner building, this time with Sachi-san. There'd been a little squabble on the roof when I met with the guests after school. Megami had been incredibly against Sachi-san and me working together. I wonder why. Even after Sachi-san told her to keep an eye on the Broadcasting Club trio, she tailed me around for a while, glaring at my back the whole time. And she spent all the time from the roof until I'd left the Hoshikan building, whispering in my ear about how she'd curse me if I gave Sachi-san any weird ideas. Really weird ideas. I'd left the building without even responding to her, finding it entirely too ridiculous. Finally, in the inner building hallway, we found Aihara-senpai and Maki-san. The two of them were pinning up new bulletins to the school notice boards. Maki-san held up the stacks of paper while Aihara-senpai tacked them onto the boards. They were chatting happily about something as they worked. As I watched them, a teacher passed by and said something to Aihara-senpai. It looked like she was asking for some sort of favor. As per usual. Maki-san seemed a little anxious when Aihara-senpai smiled and wrote out a little note for herself. But Aihara-senpai really is amazing, as I'd heard. I've never seen someone attract favors so naturally before. Looking at Aihara-senpai like that, I wonder what it was like for me back then. Nah, I shouldn't think about it anymore. But Aihara-senpai looks like she's having a lot of fun. Not many people are all smiles as they receive more work. Watching it, Are you jealous of Maki-san? Miki-san. She read my mind. No, I didn't. I just looked at your eyes. Sachi-san laughed as I hit my face. That's not true. Really, I was wrong. I'm sorry about that. That's fine. Because it was correct. Sachi-san may have been right on the money. Even though I said she was wrong, I'd still been worried she'd heard my thoughts. Does that mean I was really thinking it? I don't know. What was I thinking about Aihara-senpai? That I was jealous? But why? Why would I think that? What would make me... My thoughts were scattered all over. Let's go, Yuna-san. We're not here to watch them today. To spy on them today, basically. Sachi-san slid in front of me, then turned around, indicating that we should continue on. Like she phased through her, and then she is worried about touching people. Alright. Was she being considerate of me? But that helped. I wanted to leave there as soon as possible after all. I wonder if Sachi-san picked up on that. Sachi-san seems more grown up than me. I mean, she's basically like 90 years old, maybe 100 years old. Is it because she was a third year or because she's been a guest all this time? I didn't know, but I followed her down the hallway. Yeah, let's see. On the second floor, we eventually arrived at the classroom farthest from the stairs. It's called a reference room in name only. Its true usage is basically for storage. Here. Yes. But I mean, who was it? Miki, I think. She knows where that is. I opened the unlocked door. It was musty in there. The smell of dust just letting in air seemed to be enough to kick it all up. There's even more than I remember. You know this room? Yes, it was a classroom when I was alive. At some point, it became a reference room, but I can't recall the last time I saw someone use it for that. It seems like it's still called a reference room, though. I was thinking of the inner part of this room, though it was looking like it would be pretty difficult to get back there. At least for those two of us, whose bodies get coated in dust since we can't pass right through the walls and shelves. Well, if we move some of this stuff... Wah! Dust rolled up and got into my lungs. I feel gross. But I put up with it and put up with it and kept moving the things aside. Boxes, stacks of paper, rolled up maps. Why is this can of kerosene here? Oh, for the stove. Oh, stove. That would be good, I guess. Phew. Finally, there was enough space for a person to move through the room. Now you should be able to get through the shelves. Ah, here? Guests are so unfair. I had to do all the work and she just slides through the shelves. Yes, on the other side is a little bit of space on the window side of the room, just enough for a single tatami mat, really. Oh, it is like this back here, isn't it? I peeked back here a long time ago, but I'd since forgotten about it. Guess it's not as big as I thought it would be. That's what she said. You think so? I'm impressed that you knew about this place, Yuna-san. Well, I just thought the size of the shelves didn't quite match up with where the outside of the building was. So I thought there might be some room in back. Some room in back? In the back, maybe? Alright. I see. That's all Sachi-san said, but it seemed like her words were inviting me to say more. I was just looking for somewhere quiet. I see. Yes, it's nice to have places like that. Is she onto something? I don't know. I guess Sachi-san thinks that way too sometimes. Either that, or she's just being polite again. Anyway, now we know there's a space here. What do we do? True, people probably wouldn't find them here, but I can't really see them standing around talking to each other in a place like this. Basically, yeah. If they could at least sit down, should we bring some chairs in? What else is back here? Wait. When I scanned around the room, I noticed something that had been shoved against the farthest wall. Is that a tatami mat? Something just barely small enough to fit was leaning upright, a rectangular shape covered in torn fabric with wooden protrusions on the bottom. Legs? Meaning, is that a couch? I love how she faces away. Oh, it seems so. Sachi-san easily passed through as usual and checked. I just love her. I just love her facial expression, and then it's just phasing out of existence. No, seriously, this is too perfect, and it's like just big enough for the space. Wow, we're lucky, but it would be like a secret hideout with this couch here, wouldn't it? A place hidden away where they can sit and chat. It's just what Maki-chan wants. Right. I bet she'd like it if it were a little cleaner at least. I mean, this place is still dusty as hell. I'm not sure she'll notice if it's this hard to get back here. Yeah, we've got to make a passageway a little easier to get through, but it still needs to be difficult to see from the door. And if I cleaned up a little, the space here, back here, would be a bit bigger. It would be good if there was if there was enough room to stretch out a little on the couch. We probably can't clean it up too much though. So, Yuna-san, shall we set the couch down? I don't think so. We have to make it so that Maki-san thinks she found it herself. If the couch was already set up, she might think someone else was using the space. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Thank you, Sachi. Sachi-san nodded to herself. I didn't even think that far. Jesus. We'll still have to do a little organizing and cleaning. It'd be too obvious to do it all at once. So little by little, if I do about 2 hours of cleaning at a time, I might be able to get it done in 3 or 4 sessions. That sounds about right. Today's the 18th. It's almost the week before exams. I won't be able to clean when those start. We might be able to get it cleaned up by the final day of exams. Could I ask you to do that? Yeah. Thank you. Please make it a wonderful place for them, would you? Right. The only thing left is how to get Maki-san to find this place. From what I considered yesterday, it's pretty likely that she'll find it, but it's not guaranteed. After finding such a nice place for her, it'd be a shame if she didn't find it too. Well, why don't you leave it to me? Huh? Like how? Maki-chan's been wandering all around the school. I'm sure she'll come by here. Yes, but we don't know if she'll notice even if she's nearby. I can handle that. When Maki-chan walks by, Sachi-san grinned. What? A sudden noise rang out. An old, worn-out map had gone toppling over behind me. I can call her inside like this. That was you, Sachi-san. Yes, it seems I can do a few things like a poltergeist. I can guide Maki-chan here like that. Ghosts have some tricks up their sleeves, huh? That's right, the person smiling proudly in front of me really is a guest. Good that we have established that she has that kind of powers. I'm still waiting, by the way, until we get another person that can actually see them. I'm pretty sure that's bound to happen at some point. Having succeeded in our search for a secret plot, we didn't need to check the other places I was thinking of. Our work was done for the day. On our way back from the reference room, which was really a storage room and was about to become a hideout, we ran into Aihara-senpai and Maki-san again, still at work. This time, it looked like they were retrieving forgotten umbrellas. They took the umbrellas out of the stands, put tags on them according to where they were found, and bound them into one big spiky bundle. They are still hard at work. Yeah. It must be tough. I bet. No, not their work. I was thinking their relationship might take a lot of work. It must be tough for her. Yeah. Her, not them? Yes. Which one do you think has it rough, Yuna-san? Huh? Which one has it rough? Well, Maki confessed to Aihara. I would say, well, Aihara-senpai has a lot of work in that sense, Aihara-senpai, but yeah, I mean, come on, it's Maki-san, obviously. Maki-san, I suppose. Oh, why do you think that? Because Maki-san has to try to get Aihara-senpai to think of her more than a friend, right? I don't think that will be easy, and if Aihara-senpai's feelings don't change, then Maki-san's feelings will always have been for nothing. You think so? You don't? No, I was thinking Maki-san too, but she's quite resolute in her feelings. I think she could do anything if it were for Miki-san. She's very kind and strong. That's a good point, yeah. I'm sure everything will be fine if Miki-san realizes that. Maki-chan's feelings will reach her, and even if Miki-san can only think of Maki-chan as a friend, I still don't think Maki-chan's feelings will have been for nothing. At least for her, that is. Kinda, yeah. I didn't really understand the last bit of what Sachi-san had said. They wouldn't have been for nothing even if they didn't reach her. Yeah, that point was a... Yeah, well, she had that burst of adrenaline and feelings at that one point, but... Yeah, okay, so... Yeah, and she gained a little bit of self-confidence for that. Yeah, okay. If they didn't reach her, what would they have done? How is that supposed to work? I'd like them to have a nice romance, no matter what it leads to. I want things to go well for everyone, of course, that's why we're helping like this, but I wouldn't want to change whatever answer they come to. Their answers they'll arrive at after thinking long and hard about the other person after all. Well, Yuna-san, let's head back. Right. I walked beside Sachi-san. She can just face through the walls, why not? The sun was setting now, the sky outside lit with a bright red. Or a light. Guessed or not, the light of the evening sun dyed Sachi-san's hair and skin with a crimson tint. I hear exams are coming up. Yes, I won't have time to stay after school the week before them. It might be harder to help you. Yes, I know, that's alright. Everyone will be focused solely on their studies after all. You should study hard as well, Yuna-san. As a student, you mustn't neglect your work. Right? Sachi-san really seems mature sometimes. Yeah, I mean more mature than Megumi, not that that is saying anything, no. It's not hard to accomplish. And by the way, we had another choice that apparently didn't matter at all, but I still like it, you know, it makes you get more... Because, you know, I spent a little bit of time thinking about it, and then... That's what I like about this. This decision didn't matter a single bit, I'm pretty sure. Just like the one where Megumi-san asked us which one of the trio is actually enough. But it makes you... what it does is it makes you think about it. It makes you think about the characters more, so you care about the characters more. It makes you more... It makes you more intrigued about the game overall. So we have Yuri Cupid number 3. Let's see. 3 days later. Yeah, obviously it was the weekend. Monday, the beginning of the week. Terrible, by the way. Arriving at school at my usual time, I was greeted at the gate by the two Kindred spirits. What's up with you two? You're finally here. It took you long enough. This is when I always get here. Good morning, Yuna-san. It's a bit sudden, but we have something we'd like to report to you. Sachi-san started, then she went on to explain. The Broadcasting Club trio had arrived at school a little before me. When they did, they were discussing their club activities for the day. After school, they be interviewing the captain of the track and field team for their regular show. The track team captain is a third year. In other words, the three of them are going to the inner building. Okay, so that's even easier actually, because you know I was suggested like, you know, didn't I suggest like Hina, like they interview Hina, and then they go. I had some point that they have to go to the inner building for the interview with Hina. Yeah, because she, like we say, Yuna says like, you know, we found a room back there, you know, it's quiet and stuff, you can record there, but okay, that's even easier then. They were talking about doing it, they were talking about doing it in her classroom, so they've gotta be. That's where all the third year rooms are. Ah, yeah, but wasn't the problem that her aura reading only works if like, I mean, there will be 4 people in a close proximity to each other, so they still need to be separated. Somehow. Somehow we need to separate them then. So that means, yep, Sachi-san's chance to shine. I think that's a little beside the point, but it's true that Sachi-san will be able to get close to them there. If Sachi-san can read a feeling of love from one of the 3, we'll 3. Yeah, exactly. There we have the problem. Yeah, that's right. Didn't Sachi-san say she couldn't read groups of people clearly since their feelings get mixed together? I don't know Sachi-san can do it. I'm very happy for your support, Megami, but if they're definitely going, we just need to pull one of them away somehow. Yeah, but they go everywhere together, so it's gonna be hard to pull that shit off. If we do it, well, in this case, if one of them goes to the toilet and they go like, yeah, okay, we just resume the... That could work. Like, one of them goes... Or we call one through the intercom, that doesn't work, we'll get in trouble. I was about to say, when one goes to the toilet, they could say, okay, we just resume the interview, or they hit pause and they all 3 of them go, but that would be rude to the guests, so maybe that would work. But, if we do that, then Sachi-san will be able... I will be able to tell which one of the 2 has those feelings. And what if it's neither of them? Then it's obvious the one who isn't there. Yeah. No, I get it. So we need to somehow keep one of them from going into the inner building somehow. They said the interview will be after school. Got it. I'll think about it.